So where would you use Godot and where would you use Unity? Let's start with taking a look at what I liked about Godot. And the number one thing that stands out for me is how lightweight it is and how fast you can start a new project or launch an existing one. So I have a project right here. This is a kit by Kenny. You can test it out if you want. Also, the build time, if using GD code, is really fast. So you can see that it starts right away. So looking at those features, I can see myself using Godot for testing out a new idea for a game or testing out some mechanic. Participating in the game jam also seems like this is a good engine to go with. But is Godot engine good enough to make a commercial game? I can't say it right now, so I decided to make a commercial game using a Godot engine. I will use C# for it in case if it's not gonna go, I'll be able to reuse the logic tier of my game with the Unity engine if it's going to be turning out that bad. So if you're interested in seeing that, subscribe to the channel. I'll post some updates on how it's going. Now, where is this uncertainty of if I can make a game with Godot and it's going to be working smooth coming from? Well, just for the period when I was testing out Godot, I did have it crash on me, and it's not the editor itself that crashed, but when I was actually playing a build version, and it did that randomly. So having a game that will be crashing a lot is definitely not what I would like to have for my commercial game. The thing that Godot lacks is the amount of assets that are available for it. So Unity has a huge asset store and you can find a lot of tools that you can use in your games. So Godot is a little bit behind on that. So if you heavily are dependent on the assets that you're using in Unity, then using Godot will be a little bit difficult unless those tools gonna get ported to Godot engine. So the biggest concern about Godot engine for me is the stability of the games that it builds. Also, the fact that Godot engine 4 currently does not support C# projects to be exported to a mobile device is a minus as well, but I'll be making a PC game right now, so that shouldn't be a limit for me currently. So doing a commercial project in Godot feels like a risk that I'm taking, but I think that's the only way I can know for sure if Godot is a tool that I want to use in future for my games. Thank you all for all the comments that you have been providing in the performance test. Performance test that I was doing was really simple, just using nodes or game objects. Basically, the idea was to test how the game would perform with what I'm planning to do. And with performance, I didn't see any red flags for the type of game that I'm building. So that is why I decided to risk it and do my next commercial game with Godot. If it's going to be going pretty bad, then I'll have to convert it back to Unity. But for that, we'll have to wait and see.